Hello there. It doesn't take many high school students very long in college to realize that their school's curriculum did not prepare them for the college life. In this video, we'll be exploring that very topic, so stay tuned for that. College students begin to realize that when their school curriculum is lacking, some of it is the fundamental aspects that there's things they just couldn't take. School funding has played a role in that, so we'll be talking about that. We also need to look at what's being offered outside of that standard. So things like what usually falls under the realm of guidance counseling and then mindset training. And we want to look at what schools who do it right are offering for curriculum options. All those things we'll be talking about in this video. These college freshmen who are coming in, many of them, 40% of them, actually are being required by their colleges to take remedial classes. Wow. So they're going into college, and the college says, you don't have the skills, so you need to take this remedial course to kind of get you at the college level. 40%. I totally understand that. This was quite some time ago. I hate to admit it, but quite some time ago, that when I went to college, and I went to a local university, so I had a large number of my high school classmates going to the same university, and I was the only one who was not taking their basically essentially remedial English class. I got to take an independent English class. And I did not consider myself a good writer by any stretch of the imagination. So that just shows you the gap coming out of my high school for what the college expected, because every other one of them had to take what was essentially a remedial English class. And this was a long time ago. Well, even today, we got 60% of American high schools aren't offering calculus. 40% don't offer physics. These are like two standard math science courses that colleges kind of really expect you to have. So you would have to take some remedial math or what have you to kind of catch up. Those are two kind of primary concerns when we're talking about regular curriculum, where many high schools are just, they aren't meeting the standards. Now, why is this? Well, some people will point to funding, which does impact it. When you have districts that, don't have a lot of money, and you have to make some decisions, rather than hiring a teacher who can teach physics and calculus or some of these other subjects that they might not be offering, to give more diversity within the curriculum, more ways to challenge students. AP classes are another one. When it comes to like offering those kind of classes, or maybe cutting a sports program, there are many schools, and this is not a value judgment. I'm not saying one is better than the other, because I'm a strong, strong advocate of high school sports. But the bottom line is funding is limited, so something can't get offered. And you've got to make hard decisions. And that's often what happens. In many cases, the breadth and depth of curriculum offerings is what many schools don't offer. So kids get to college, and curriculum-wise, right, they didn't have course offerings because of the school didn't have the funding that would really prepare them for college. So some of the curriculum offerings that maybe should be offered that many schools begin not to offer are typically taught through like the guidance department. So schools that have mandatory college preparedness classes that are typically offered through guidance programs, 40% of those students who have to take those are much more likely to apply for college and financial aid to get into college than schools that don't offer those. So again, these are these are course offerings outside of the main curriculum designed to help students understand and get ready for college. And that can be including things like what are your aptitudes and aptitudes courses and testing and how to prepare to take tests and how to prepare for SAT tests and how to find the right college and all these kind of courses that could be offered students to take in high school are shown to help them be more prepared for college, but many high schools simply don't offer them. The other area of curriculum that is really rarely taught is mindset culture related. So, culturally speaking, there are some cultures that have always advocated higher education, learning. Asian populations, even new immigrant Asians who haven't had much money, have pushed that education. That is really an old American idea. If you want to think about when immigrants used to come over, late 1800s in that wave, or the early 1900s in that wave, and you'll even still see it today. Education, education, education. Right? They came over without much money, but that whole story of mom and working two jobs and dad working two jobs to try to get their kids through college, the Lou Gehrig kind of story. If anybody's ever seen that movie, Pride of the Yankees, and how that was talked about, that was kind of a norm. And you can offer courses that help kids develop this mindset, this growth mindset, how to persist in the face of setbacks, and how to think outside the box, that creative thinking, and to develop the curiosity that's really essential, and the social skills you're going to need when you go off to college, and all these things that are really belief and mindset oriented. You can have a curriculum for that. There were two students I know of who had lived, they came from Africa, they lived in a refugee camp there for at least 2 years. When they finally got to America and they came into our school district, they had learned English while in that refugee camp, broken English, but English. But I have not seen two kids probably more motivated to learn and try to adapt and understand what it meant to be an American, all this, than those two kids. They were highly motivated to learn. They were highly motivated to make changes in themselves, to grow personally. That's mindset related, right? My program actually offered some of that, so they got that. And this was when they were in middle school. When they got to high school, they were much better prepared because they had that, and then they ended up going on to college. One of the things we can learn about schools that do it right is they offered not just, you know, AP classes and extended regular type curriculum courses with multiple choices. Not just that. They also offer those guidance counseling programs. They offer some mindset type classes, and they offer real world credit kind of things that the students can use, experiences to get high school credit that will also help prepare them for college life. So example is somebody who's a Boy Scout becomes an Eagle Scout. Somebody who might actually go to work as a kind of an internship with somebody they know who runs a small business in their hometown. Maybe it's their own family that runs a business and they've worked in that business and begin to learn some of the business aspects of that in schools that work with those families to help, turn that into a class so that the student can really demonstrate what they've learned and what they know, get credit for that. That whole process helps prepare these kids for school better than schools that don't offer those or don't work with families, don't offer that sort of flexibility in their curriculum to try to take advantage of those real life experiences. We've come to the end of another video, and important conversation to have because as a parent, you'll want to kind of do your homework and see what your school's offering so you can help fill in the gaps if it doesn't look like their curriculum is really kind of meeting what you expect. I do encourage you, as always, to subscribe to our channel, but you also might want to register for one of our free webinars. The one in particular is Enhance Your Students' Performance to Next Level Success in Academics, Athletics, the Arts, and in Life. If you register for that, you'll be able to get a lot more information related to what we talked about in this video, and the link to that will be found in the description for this video. I'll see you in the next one.